Hi, my name is Ting. I'm your NLP and Hypnosis trainer from Wisdom Solutions. So today I'm going to continue to talk about the NLP and also the hypnosis. Now, today the special topic that I would like to talk about is NLP in the language. NLP in language. We remember, right, when you have come across my video in the past, when we talk about the communications, when we're talking about the building rapport, when we start to build a rapport, we need to have three elements. And then these three elements, it actually come with a very different percentage. Yeah. So, now, 7% is the lowest. And then come with the other one is 38%. And then the other one is 55%. So, what does that mean? What is the 55% and what is the 38% and what is the 7%? The 7% is actually the words that we are using. The words that we are using. So, on the other words, on the other term, this is mean language. Yeah. And 38% is actually coming from our voices. Voices, yeah. How the tonality, how the speed of the speak, and then there are so many things that we call it the 38% on the voices. So the 55%, what does it comprise of? 55% is actually comprised of our physiology. The physiology is actually what we do with our body, yeah? So how we do with the body is like a way I breathe in, the pace of the breathing, how deep I breathe, and then how fast I breathe, and then how is my body movement, gesture, all this is the physiology. So you can see the rapport is very important, comprised of physiology. So if we match with another person with 55% of physiology, the same as another person, we can actually build a rapport which is very efficiently. And then we can see the language or the words that we use is only 7%. So that means even though we do not say a word, we still can build a rapport by how? By physiology. Because the voice, the tempo, the speed of our speak, the loudness, the volume, and then whether I speak slow or I speak very fast, it actually building up the rapport. So now today I would like to talk about the language, which is the words that we are actually talking about. So now, recently I went to learn Japanese. I went to learn Japanese language, of course. So to my amazement, right, I found out that throughout the whole world, different languages, there are certain words that we are used is actually carry a lot of meaning, even though it actually 7%, but it's actually very, very important because the words is actually, the language is actually the bridge of communications. So the words is actually the bridge of communication because I pass my message to another person through the language that I use. So through the words that I use. So we learn NLP, we need to be very conscious about how we use the language. So be very mindful of the language that you use. So let's say today I would like to say about one thing that is actually very simple and we commonly use it daily, every moment, but we do not know we are actually using it. So in the language class, the teacher also talked about the word and the other one is but. So the teacher, actually what the teacher say is actually very correct. It's actually same principle as we teach in my NLP and hypnosis class. When we use the word but, When we use the word but, we actually comprise of two negative. Comprise of one negative, and then we come with the but, and then we actually follow the other statement which is contradict to the negative statement. So we contradict off with the positive words. So the but, actually I use here the connection word but is actually contradict of these two. It's either here positive or here negative, or it's the other way around. So let's say, for example, I say, I am very tall, but I am thin. I am very tall, but I am very thin. So this is actually, I am very tall, but I am thin. So, in the mind of the speaker who say this word, I am very tall is actually something that I can accept. I use a but, I am thin. So that means the speaker say I am thin because that person hoping that person is a very different size. So this is something that is like this. Or I will say, this but is actually contradict of this statement, this description, yeah, and this description is actually contradict to each other. And at the same time, I say I am very tall and I am thin. So you can see from this segment, we are actually using the same word, but it's just a connection. The conjunction of the word is different, but it carries a lot of different meaning. When I say I am very tall and I am thin, I am very tall and thin is actually acceptable to me. It carries the meaning of, it's actually I can accept it. But if I say I am very tall but I am thin, it's actually meaning to say I am very tall, I can accept, but I cannot accept that I am very thin. So do you see the words, the difference between these two? So the but is actually always nullify the two things in between. So when we see the nature of this, right? Actually, what do you apply in our daily life? So how do you apply in your daily life? How do you talk when you sell your product to your customer? Let's say you are facing a competition. Then your client tells you, product A, which is from the A company, is cheap, low in price, and is cheap and is useful, for example. So this is the people who say, then the client say this is actually, he has a very good impression about the product A because the description that they use is actually cheap, then low price, and then it's very useful. So the intention to buy product A is actually very high. So how do we say if we want? Then we can say, if we say, then product A is this and this, then we use another word but and something that you know about the product A. So when we say something like this, it's actually we putting a but and then it actually nullify whatever is said in the front. So this is how we use it in our business. When we try to promote our own products, then we will say some other people's, but then we must use it sparingly, yeah? Because people who listen to this kind of words, they may feel offended sometimes, yeah? They may feel offended sometimes, especially when we talk about the person's characteristic and then something like that. So we will use this. So these two, and but, is a conjunction that we are actually using it daily, which is actually we do not know. Unaware we are using it. Very unaware we use it very, very often. Therefore, today, this is a very simple language that we need to pay attention on. And so that when we talk, we use the language we use it in a very elegant way, and we know what we are talking about. And then it actually carries the meaning. It actually carries the psychology effect into our listeners. Therefore, I will say, come to my class and you will learn much more. And you will be a very good communicator. And you will use these techniques to make your business, your relationships, your family into a very good conditions. And you make a lot of money out of your business. Is this useful to you? I am Ting, and I am your NLP and hypnosis trainer. Thank you very much.